Hi, I'm Stephen Pesavento, and I'd like you to help me change the political process in the United States, and maybe in democracies around the world. The Portal for Change process came about very naturally to me. I realized I was not doing the critical decision-making on the political process that I had assumed most people do. It turns out they don't either. The problem's obvious. There's just way too much information for any one person to be able to put all of it together. Even if you know how you sit on specific issues and how they relate to candidates, it's difficult for us to constantly revise our opinions based on the latest information. However, crowdsourcing has yielded amazing results with similar problems in other areas. So, Portal for Change was created. Population-sourced political decision-making. It's a way to bring an online community together to discuss and discover what issues we can agree on, even though we clearly can't agree on every issue. But the most important part was to both re-empower democratic elections by consolidating simple ballot information, as well as completing that feedback loop that's currently missing in democracy. So the basic process works like this. The discussion site approves issues, which are tied to candidates and propositions, and then visible in a simplified ballot. The hope is that with people using the site as a reference, politicians will start to care more about the issues that citizens care most about. So let's talk a bit about how the discussion site would vary or stay the same compared to Reddit, assuming you're already somewhat familiar with it. First off, clearly community is everything, and creating a culture of fact-checking and self-revision is challenging, but it has been done. In addition, the site has to rely on users to point out trolls and lobbyists, but from what I've seen, a strong community always gets to the bottom of an issue. Moderators will be very important, as they have to help their own subsections embody that culture. However, they will also need to be monitored by the users themselves to avoid any abuse of their power. The structure would be slightly different, because we are representing geographic areas, but the advantage is the structure allows nearly infinite nesting, meaning folders within folders within folders, defining locations. The look will be fairly similar, except there will not be immediate voting on the listing page, as you can't understand a topic from just the title. Scoring would show approximate percentage, with some fuzzing to allow for shadow bans. The ranking will work much slower, as there will both be a slower flow of posts, as well as posts will need enough time to be approved by the majority of active users within that subsection. Every post will have 3 sections: a prior post link, which is optional, information and analysis, and a conclusion that lists suggested actions. The concept with the prior post link is to allow others to view the entire post chain of how the issue has been revised over time. Information and analysis should support the conclusion and the action suggested. However, the original poster is encouraged to revise the post with the best input from the community. Posts that receive a high enough approval rating, as well as have enough active users that have voted on it, will become an issue to be used on the reference part of the site. Now, in my opinion, one of the most important parts of the discussion site is a meta subsection, where users can discuss how to improve the process itself. For example, maybe a better algorithm for the approval and active user goal. The point is the process itself needs to remain flexible in order to remain viable over a long period of time. Now, the midpoint of the 2 sites is a repository for already approved issues, where you can search by location, category, and keyword. The last part is the reference site, which is styled similar to Wikipedia, mostly because of its awesome functionality to crowdsource information. However, the structure would be a little different. The landing page would be a list of upcoming elections, in your area if you're logged in, and national elections globally if you're not logged in. A user can then enter into a specific election to see more information, such as the date, affected region, and most importantly, the ballot items. A user can then create a ballot item for an upcoming election if it doesn't already exist, and then set it up as a position and list candidates, or add a proposition, both with a specified affected area. Candidate and proposition pages will be very similar, as both allow users to tie an issue to it. In order to tie an issue to a candidate, you need to reference source information on whether it was a vote, action, or a claim. For a proposition, you're only posting whether the proposition be for or against the conclusion stated in the issue. But, just like in Wikipedia, there's a page where users can discuss the information there. Now, one of the most important pieces of this whole process is the revisability. Everything has to remain flexible enough to accommodate the community's needs. To clarify some things about site launch, While Portal for Change can scale to nearly any geographic structure, it would initially launch with limited availability in the United States. In addition, 6-month build time is best estimate before testing can start. $30,000 is the low-end estimate I've been able to get on building a site like this, and that's of course assuming everyone not in web development is a volunteer. In addition, I'd like to have some stretch goals. Owning the domain pfc.org would be great, and I'd like to ensure that US districting is accurate, but I'm not sure how to estimate the cost for that just yet. I truly believe that Portal for Change has a lot of potential to improve political process and allow we, the people, to take more conscious control of what is going on politically, and I really hope that you believe so too. Thank you so much for your time. Want to get more involved? Over here is a link to the main website, and over here is a link to the subreddit where you can discuss Portal for Change with me and other users. Thanks again!